On the phone today, a very recognizable voice, been on KCIS a number of times through the years. I don't remember if Jeff Kemp, did you actually host a program on KCIS? What was your connection?
I have hosted a program on KCIS. I think it was called Kemp's Corner.
There you go.
And Eric Kushner and I did it together on Mondays after football games. That would be quite a while ago.
Quite a while ago. Yeah. Obviously got Jeff Kemp on the phone once again. Hey, we've got you on the phone, Jeff, because you're coming into town for the Art of Marriage with Family Life Marriage Conferences. Tell us a little bit, what's the difference between a Family Life Marriage Conference and an Art of Marriage tune-up, as they're calling it?
Well, for 43 years or so, Family Life's been holding weekend getaways at hotels. Friday night, Saturday all day. You got a date night on Saturday night, and then you finish up Sunday morning. It's called the Weekend to Remember, and they're held all over the country. Normally, they come to Semiahmoo and Bellevue every year. Mm-hmm. But during COVID, they haven't been held. So Family Life has another cool event. It's a little shorter. It's just Friday night and Saturday up until about 3 p.m. And it's called the Art of Marriage Live because we draw from a really amazing video series they made years ago. Same message as the Weekend to Remember, but they just took a whole lot of short vignettes, interviews, expert speakers, and put together the Art of Marriage video series. But the Art of Marriage Live is even smaller amount of video with a live presenter couple. In our case, Stacy and I will be presenting, and we speak for the Weekend to Remember events around the country, along with 45 other couples. So we'll be coming down there to Puyallup and presenting the Art of Marriage Live. It's for someone who's not yet married and wants to figure it out, someone who just got married, someone who's been married a little while and starting to hit some of the bumps and frustrations and challenges, and maybe someone who's kind of in the doldrums, actually hurting, losing some of their hope and esteem. And, we've got people with divorce papers in hand who say, hey, we're going to give it one more shot. If their heart is open, God can do miracles. He's in that business. He raised Jesus from the dead. But this is for any couple, and we're really welcoming folks from no church background or any other church. I think it's held at Lighthouse.
Lighthouse Christian Center in Puyallup. It's happening April 1st and 2nd. Now, you teach this with your wife. I know that lately you have been focusing a lot on men's ministries. Is it hard to get men to come to these kinds of conferences?
It is. Men think if they go to a marriage conference, they're going to hear all the things they're not doing, and they need to be more like a wife.
Right.
And be softer and kinder and nicer and relational, and they think they're going to get beat up. And that is not what we do at the Art of Marriage Live. And they're going to hear my dumb husband stories and the plenty of mistakes that I've made. They'll hear plenty of Stacy's mistakes. No one will feel like they aren't qualified. We're going to give them a lot of practical hope. It's kind of like coming to a coaching session. You'd be a dumb football player if you didn't show up at the coaching session so you're ready to play, in the big game. This is like coaching for marriage. And frankly, if your marriage is going well, your life is going well, even if the other things are struggling. If it's not, it can mess everything up. So it's really worth investing. It's fun. It's real. We're honest. And there's a lot of great biblical truth. And, of course, Jesus is the hope that can turn anything around.
And speaking of men's ministry, what's maybe a couple of key things that men seem to be struggling with these days? Always the same stuff, or because of COVID, has that brought out anything more with men?
COVID has exaggerated a problem with isolation. A lot of men might have had friends in the military, high school, college, on a sports team, and then they drift from that, and they get married, and they have kids, and they have their job, and they get busy, and they kind of pull away from friendships. Not to mention, they've made enough mistakes and feel enough, messed up character inside of them that they're kind of afraid to reveal what they're struggling with or what their problems are, how they're losing their temper, or what their problem is with drinking or porn. And once they stop sharing, they drift even further from friendship, and you make tons of, quote, friends, but you don't have deep friends. So men are struggling with isolation, loneliness, and it traces a lot back to two things. Identity, which men have been told you got to perform and earn it, sports, money, consuming women. Today, fashion is even something men have to compete on. It's something you earn your identity. That's the world's view. You know what? It drives you crazy, and you're never secure. And if you get cut from the NFL and your identity was quarterback, you just lost your identity. Or you get fired, you just lost your identity. So identity is given. It's received from Almighty God through Jesus Christ. Men need that answered, A. Number two, they need a relationship with a couple good friends. I call it level 5 friendship, and huddling together every week is what makes it happen. And committing to be honest and confidential and real. So that's a lot of my focus, is helping men find their identity and then build good friendship again and know what friendship is so they can kind of define it. And that makes us better husbands, dads, leaders, whatever we're doing.
How about women? What do you think women have struggled with the last couple of years?
Comparison, a culture of comparison, a culture of too many choices, a culture of FOMO, isolation probably as well, because once you got it seem perfect, you're afraid to share the weaknesses in yourself. And women who are more naturally relational have drifted from honest, committed friendships too, and have a broader group of shallow friendships. Well, this is even worse with our teen girls and teen sons. But it's happened to young, moms and young wives and young women. So body image, mom image. Are you entrepreneurial enough? Have you started your own podcast yet?
Right.
I mean, there's pressure. There's pressure on every young person and every young mom, every young wife, every young husband, and it goes right up the line. So there's a lot of pressure on women, and they feel like they got to tie it all together and be good everywhere in the marketplace and at home, romantically, as a mother, and now they have to solve world peace and have a podcast as well.
Yeah, a lot of women are doing podcasts. I hadn't thought of that, but you're right. Well,
I'm not down on that. I just you can't measure up to everyone.
Right. Well, this is going to be a wonderful event. Jeff Kemp and his wife Stacy will be back in the Northwest. Where are you guys based again, right? Currently?
We live in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay.
And we love traveling the country to do the Art of Marriage Live, and also We Can Remember. So this event on the 1st and 2nd of April in Puyallup, Friday night and Saturday, it's going to be great. Invite a friend, make the point to drive down there, tackle the Friday evening traffic in Seattle on the 405 and the 167. It's worth it.
Okay, Art of Marriage Live event again, April 1st and 2nd at Lighthouse Christian Center in Puyallup. Details at eventbrite.com. Then search for Art of Marriage. There's also links on KCISradio.com. And if you get your tickets by this Sunday, the 13th, there's a slight reduction in the price, early bird special. So again, early bird pricing. But again, don't miss it either way. The Art of Marriage Live with Jeff and Stacy Kemp. Again, April 1st and 2nd at Lighthouse Christian Center in Puyallup. So good to hear from you again, Jeff. And maybe are you going to get involved in politics one of these days like your dad?
Mark, I am now in my early 60s. I'm a grandpa of 5, soon to be 6. I've held off that long. But, I was always involved in addressing our culture by strengthening fatherhood and marriage and family. So that's my place for making a contribution. So I vote. I care. I follow politics. It is clearly not going to be our salvation. Christ is. And so I'm working on souls and relationships, and men in particular.
And helping marriages. Art of Marriage Live with Jeff and Stacy Kemp again, April 1st and 2nd at Lighthouse Christian Center in Puyallup. Thank you so much for talking with us once again, Jeff.
Hey, I can't wait to see a bunch of friends and new folks down there at the Art of Marriage Live. Thanks, Mark.